people, we love to make things. To do it yourself. To DIY. In the attic, the basement, the backyard, and in front of a camera. And those camera DIYers, they've got something you'll like. From the TV studio to the studio apartment, they're making something up just for you. It's That DIY Show. Today,
a bike question.
Viewer's Choice has some pro tips for bike lovers, and the Hive Mind shows you how to keep your tools organized. And later,
a scratch-all. The blind man's pencil.
Oh, sorry, we're over here. So I'm spray painting away. He's snoring. Spray painting. Snoring. Spray painting. Snoring. All day it went like that, it seems.
Battling a sleepy blind carpenter and going behind the veil with a crafty bowl maker.
Every piece of wood seems to have something that wants to be done with it.
The art of wood turning and a whole lot more. But first, it's your questions and your projects on That DIY Show.
Hey, Viewer's Choice. I'm sick of leaving my bike in the entryway. It totally gets in the way. I'm looking for a clever way to store it on the wall. Any suggestions?
Yes, a bike question. I love bikes. They're simple, beautiful machines. But you're right, they're always in the way when you're not using them. There's bikes everywhere. Luckily for you, I have a sweet bike rack build that'll fit pretty much anywhere in your home. All right, first things first, I gotta take this butcher block over to the chop saw and cut it up. I think I have an idea that's gonna make this a bit easier. Okay, so this thing is basically a box that hangs on the wall and has two hooks, and that's where the bike hangs. So to do that, I need to do a lot of chops because I need two sides, a back, a top, a bottom, and a shelf. Whew, nice catch. Got a big pile of wood here, but now I have to chop them down to width. So we got a few more cuts to go. Getting all this wood and my bike back to the workbench could be a bit of a problem. I think I have an idea. Woo! Most of the other sides are done, except these two pieces. On these, we need to draw out some hooks that'll hold the frame of the bike to the holder itself. It's not geometry class. You can kind of do whatever shape you want as long as it will hold the frame of the bike up. So get creative. I'm gonna draw it out, and then I'm gonna cut it out with a hole saw and a jigsaw. The hole saw is great here, because it'll give a nice, perfectly round hook for the frame of the bike to sit into. Jigsaw time. The shape turned out exactly as I wanted it to, so I'm gonna trace it onto this board so I can make a copy of it. More drilling, more jigsaw. You can kind of see how this thing's coming together now. The bike will sit right here. Okay, all we need to assemble these are these low profile cabinet screws. You don't want to sink them into the wood, you just want it to lay nice and flush. It's looking great so far. To finish this thing off, give it a final bit of sanding, and then I have some really special oil for you. Linseed oil. I'm using this because it's 100% natural, it's a great sealant, it goes on really easily, it doesn't smell all that bad, and it makes the wood look beautiful. But You have to be careful with this stuff because it's combustible. If you leave your rags out, they can just catch on fire hours after you're done with them. So you have to be really careful. You can also get rid of these by having a controlled burn outside, like a burn barrel. Just toss them in, you don't have to worry about any unexpected fires. This thing will definitely hold a bike, and it's gonna look great while it's doing it. And the linseed oil really accented this butcher block, and you can see all the different pieces of wood that have been laminated together. So if you're looking for inspiration for a project, track down the Viewer's Choice team in the streets and submit your question. Always happy to help out.
We've got hands, and we've got plans. What more do you need? It's That DIY Show. Around the world and right around the corner, DIYers and master crafters have something to show and a story to tell. It's That DIY Show.
I'm Russell Hart, and I am a woodworker. I was in the renovation business for around 40 years. Woodwork still gives you the variety of change and so on, and you don't get tired of it. The one thing that I enjoy is just basically if it's a piece of wood, it's like every piece of wood seems to have something that wants to be done with it. When I was younger and you didn't have funds, you'd go buy something in a big box store made in China that was to look like something that was actual. And people got so used to that that they didn't figure that they could actually afford anything that was actually made out of proper wood. We want the character in the wood. We want the age and stuff showing in the wood, which there's no commercial value to that. Would you like to see my shop? Bandsaw, 14-inch, 8-inch joiner. This is a 22-inch bandsaw. 3 horsepower, 10-inch table saw, 18-inch wood lathe, and if you like, let's get started on a bowl. You have to get it attached to the lathe that as that thing is turning, it's not going to fly off of there and smack you in the face. You got to make a place for the grab on the bottom. So you got to flatten this off and then begin to round that off. To make it run smoother is you always go across this flat so that it's not swinging out around, putting vibration through the wood. Where this is a spalted piece of wood, they can be very undependable and fly to pieces. I think it's extremely neat how you can have something spin so fast right in front of your face, start to dig a sharp tool into it and make some shape or something out of it and become incredibly beautiful. And doing it by hand, it's just, it's really super unique. And I love that part. That's gorgeous. In old days, whether you wanted a propeller or whatever it was, any kind of casting was all produced with wood. Wood's been around. Everybody's always had a table or a coffee table, an end table, a bed. There's always been wood. And it's always rolled around to where the old became new again. Now, I just happened to be around for a few years to catch a few of those stages all at the same time. As long as I'm alive and able to move in some way or form and be able to use my hands, I no doubt, it's just like a writer, he writes, I'll be a woodworker who's somehow working with wood for to occupy time, you know, without it being a waste. And I'll always want to maintain some kind of teaching ability in that to show others.
From the workshop to the studio floor, we've got our eyes on the prize. It's That DIY Show.
We're moments away from the main event, another head-to-head battle build.
It's time to see who will rise above and take home the golden hammer.
I'm Hubert McTarnish.
And I'm George McGibbons.
Let's go meet our contenders.
My name's Harrison Newman-Jardine, grade 6 school teacher. A little bit of experience with renovating my house. Nothing really looks that great, but I got the job done. I'm up against my buddy Chris Judge. He's blind, he can't see anything at all. He's still got all of his fingers, so clearly he knows his way around the tools as well.
On top of being a teacher, Harrison is a videographer and loves extreme sports. As a bicycle tour guide, he enjoys leading others, exercise, and being in nature.
I'm Chris Judge, learned to build from my dad when I was a kid, and I've been blind my whole life. Yeah, I've been wielding power tools my whole life, drove bikes when I was a kid, I did it all. Don't let it slow me down a bit. I'm up against Harrison. Him and I have been friends now for a while. I can cut circles around him. I can wield a hammer better than he can any day.
Chris Judge is an accessibility consultant. He enjoys DIY in his man cave, drinks on the rocks, cats, and drinks on the rocks with cats in his man cave.
They call me the Saw, and I'm gonna cut you down, buddy.
I'm gonna be your judge, your jury, and your executioner.
You're still alive after the show. I'm gonna pound you in with this old.
What people with full vision, don't realize that a person with no vision can do with using the other senses, like touch and hear and stuff like that.
Right.
So yeah.
So you still got all your fingers there?
I have all of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Let's get started. I'm eager.
I am too. What are we building?
Using only a couple of stinky lobster traps we found at the bottom of the sea, and whatever tools you find laying around the studio, you'll both have to create a delightful wine rack, fit for your next dinner party. All this in a measly 2 hours.
Okay, well, I've done many things in my day, but I've never built a wine rack out of a lobster trap.
Yeah, me neither. Say, how are we being judged on this? Do you know?
I'm the judge.
Right.
And the jury.
Right, yeah, whatever.
And the execution.
All right, see you later.
I'm interested to see how they combine the lobster traps and, is that all they have to work with?
I said they could use whatever else they find laying about.
Ooh, like the studio lights.
Ready, set, build!
Okay, I'm not even going to bother drawing mine out. Not to mention the fact that anything that I drew probably wouldn't look like much. So I need an X-Acto knife if you see one.
Over there, bud, over there.
Over where?
Over
Where?
there. Here, over here.
Over where?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right
who's
here,
on
bud,
first? What's
follow
on
me.
second? Okay.
Yeah. You can go home now.
Yeah, right.
Game's
Yeah,
over.
that's over here somewhere. I knew you were.
I think I got a good drawing here.
You got a good drawing?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm about ready to start building, so. Yeah, it's good. Whoa. Oh, sorry, man. Gee, sorry about that.
I'm trying to draw here.
I'm there chopping and snipping away, and I'm listening over to where Harrison is, and I'm not hearing a sound. He's taking all his time drawing the thing out.
You see that? Yeah. He's become some sort of character that says, "You're going down, Chris."
Looks like Chris isn't the only thing that's going down.
Is you all right over there?
Bet you couldn't have found him that fast.
This could be helpful too, maybe.
Oh, I got it. Heads up, brother. Oh, whoa. You can always get me back.
This isn't my day job. I got to go back to the grade 6 classroom.
Well, don't they throw stuff at you?
Actually, they kind of do. Probably worse in there than it is here.
Oh, got some stuff for you. You're good. I got my plywood too, so we'll just have to.
Chris, what do you got there?
Just got my plywood, buddy.
That doesn't look like plywood to me. That's pine? Hey, how about this? I challenge you to an arm wrestle for the wood. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. I got it, Chris.
What?
I got a great idea.
What?
I'm gonna make some tea.
I suppose you'd make me a cup, would you, while I'm getting this stuff all organized?
Yeah, sure. I'm using this tea for my stain. Using tea to stain something. We'll see.
So I'm going to use a little tool called a scratch-all, otherwise known as the blind man's pencil.
Oh, sorry, man. We're over here. We're over here. Yeah, that looks like something they use in prison, too.
Where do you think I got it? Yeah, one can normally not feel a pencil mark.
Right.
You can feel a gouge in the wood. So I'm going to make a gouge in the wood, and then when I use the jigsaw, I can put one finger on the blade of the jigsaw, one finger on the line, and I can guide it. Oh, Harrison, I screwed up. Back of the trap should be off the plywood.
We had originally placed the whole trap on the wood, but when we're tracing it, you know, we're not accounting for this about 1.5 inches at the bottom.
He made me a cup of tea. Nice of him, you know.
Give this another trace. And there you go, nothing to it. He was telling me that there's a trick using the jigsaw. When I first saw him do it, I was definitely a little worried, but he got on just fine, which is pretty amazing. You know, I gotta say, I'm impressed. That's pretty cool.
Pretty nifty, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be sawing off more than wood.
And you can see.
Oh, dear.
We're gonna get to use these drills?
Hey, oh, ah.
You are going down.
The only problem with my method of seeing my line is that the sawdust covers the board and blocks my vision every now and then.
Right.
Chris might be blind, but he's got the lead on Harrison.
Despite running into everything he can. There's Chris lining up the drill with his fingers.
Is this guy straight up faking it?
And done like a well-cooked lobster.
How come you got a nail gun and I don't?
Because you're probably less likely to hit your finger than me.
I just got mine in. I think we're good.
Nice.
Oh yeah, my stain. Chris,
What?
that's my stain. What are
Tea,
you
bud.
doing?
It tastes like tea. I've been drinking it all day.
I've been talking about staining my rack all day. This was the part I was waiting for.
Oh, I forgot.
I put this out this morning. It's been steeping all day. You drank all my tea. I hope you hated it. That one hurts. That's a low
You
blow
told me
for
you'd make me a cup of tea this morning, and I took you at your word.
He left a little bit in, and that to me is just even more of a kick in the arse, you know? It's like, just take it all.
You know what the funny thing is, Harrison?
What's that?
I don't even like tea.
What a monster.
Yeah, the whole time it was neck and neck out there. It was cutthroat, really. It was nearly a tie until the very end when he took a nap and I kept working. about finishing first.
Harrison has a lot to finish, and with only 30 seconds on the clock, there's spray painting and he has to attach side nets to each corner of his rack.
And all this with Chris distracted him with the melodious sounds of his snoring.
You find that melodious?
Gonna be honest, I don't know what that word means.
Harrison is working like he's got an extra set of hands, expertly painting, fastening,
And sweating.
What? Okay, only 10 seconds left. Can Harrison finish in time?
Gosh, I really hope this wine rack turns out melodious.
Just stop. What is wrong with you?
What? What? Is it over? Are we done?
We're done, bud.
Nice.
I put this mesh on the side.
Yeah, let me check
spray
it out.
painted it green to match the green on the top. Yeah, that way nothing can fall out on the sides either.
Is that shelf in a bit of a slant there? I'm still half asleep, don't forget. So.
Looks good to me.
Does it?
Looks good.
Yeah.
Kind of like a minimalist style I can see you went.
Is it
for. Yeah. Pretty bare.
Yeah.
Not a lot of color going on.
Color's not important to me.
That's right.
First, let's look at Harrison's wine rack. It's a pretty design, but those not-so-level wine holders the judges might get cranky over.
And then there's Chris's creation. It's beautifully sculpted, but his wine holders aren't the straightest either, and there's definitely some glue spillage.
Whoever wins, man, we're still pals.
That's it.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You did a great job.
Good fun.
You did.
Here it comes, bud.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Will it be Harrison's green mesh painted wonder?
Or Chris's crooked yet beautiful rack of amazement.
Here we go.
No! Yeah! Woo-hoo! All right. All right. It's great working with you, man. Handshake. No hard feelings, but great effort.
Chris Judge, winner of the Golden Hammer! 100% pure gold.
I think he won because he finished 30 minutes before me. You know, I was still working and he had time to have a nap.
Winning's nice, you know. I don't normally go out to win. I'm not a huge competitor, but it's nice to win every now and then.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I've already called home and had a long chat with Dad, but
I've waited my whole life for a gold hammer. You know, it was worth all the effort, it was worth all the gags, it was worth it all just to finally get the gold hammer in my hand.
anyway, any more questions? I'm going home, Chris.
Take your wine rack, man. Take your wine rack. See you more for beers, man.
Thanks for watching Battle Build. I'm Hubert McTarnish.
And I'm George McGivens.
Until next time, keep your tools sharp
And your nose to the grindstone.